and the World Bank. The president of the IMF is, World Bank is Lee Preston, who came from the Morgan Bank. You should just remember that, but my point in mentioning it is that the Negro leadership, who has never talked to you about the G7, the IMF, or the World Bank, is advocating a relationship for you with the IMF and the World Bank. Now, just for you to know quickly, the IMF and the World Bank came into being as a result of the creation of the United Nations. And in 1944, the Bretton Woods Conference produced two institutions that would be the financial hubs of the United Nations, the World Bank and the IMF. So they started as a result of a one-world government move, which would consolidate all countries under the authorship of two financial institutions, which it successfully has. You appeal to the Paris Club and the G7, you get the money from the IMF and the World Bank. That's the way they break up the power leadership. And that's something that we have to be readily prepared to deal with, is that they're going to come here and they're going to swear to you that they're the right thing to do, and you're going to say, what is their history, Brother Jesse? And then they're going to say, well, that's unimportant right now. We just got to get on the train while the train is moving. We say, well, I took a piece of the track, so if they turn the corner without my approval, they're going off anyway. Now, so we mentioned those things in the past. Now you watch Clinton invade Somalia. And what I need to show you is that the invasion of Somalia was really a test case. They've had these test cases before. The invasion of Grenada. That was a turning point. They even put a movie on, Heartbreak Ridge, with Clint Eastwood. That's why they reward him, because he did the right thing when they needed it. That was to put a movie on to calm the Negroes' apprehensions of invading Grenada and killing Maurice Bishop. And then they were afraid of Panama, so they invaded it. But you had to do Grenada. Now, to invade Grenada was to see if the blacks would tolerate the invasion of a country who was no size or no match for the ruthless United Snakes. And so when they invaded Grenada, they immediately monitored the black nationalists, the Pan-Africanists, the internationalists. They knew they'd have no trouble out the civil writers because that was beyond their jurisdiction. And so they watched and listened very carefully. In L.A., are they mad? No, not really. They're busy. In New York, are they mad? No, they're busy. Are they in Chicago, they're mad? No, they're busy. Everybody was too busy. So they decided they would do it again. And they just started walking around the world, beating up little countries because the people showed it was okay with them. And so when they did Somalia, they put their ear to the wall. Will the niggas believe that we who starved them by starving the desert, by cutting down the trees and moving the rainforest, and in fact creating an identified global drought? Will the people believe the ones that starved them can show up and feed them? Let's try them. Took it without a peep. Now I make that suggestion. Don't you sleep that one. That was heavy. And then to go and bomb them, you take their guns 1 week, and then you come and bomb them? Oh, man, you say you was feeding them, then you bombed them? And interestingly enough, the brother that thereafter was pro-America. He was anti-United Nations. They said they kick United Nations in the ass if they show up, and they did.